How hopeful, confident did you feel compared to the other two?
Very confident.
And Brigadier Gerard is in front. There's nothing between Millreef and Weiswell. Millreef is going to be second, but Brigadier Gerard is won it at the best. Brigadier Gerard is the winner.
Joe, we're sitting here 50 years on,
Yeah.
looking back to Joe Mercer in 1971. Tell us about your career at this stage.
Well, I served my time with Major Sneed at Sparshall near Wantage. I went there for the summer holidays. I was 12 and a half years old
12 and a half.
when I went. I never went back home. I mean, I went home at Christmas, but I remained there for 7 years.
Being paid a lot of money.
206 a week.
How old would you be for your first winner?
15.
15 years
Yeah.
old. And you were a champion apprentice twice as a teenager.
I was, yes. I was 68 and 70 odd winners.
By the time Brigadier Gerard comes around, you were a very experienced.
I was seasoned
Top.
then, yes. I was 36 years old. Well, I was in India at the time, having a holiday, and Bobby Elliott, who's alive now, he was 80 last week, he wrote me a letter saying, "Get back soon, Joe." He said, "We've got something special." Got on him, super ride, relaxed, crossed the road to go to the canter, dropped his shoulder whip round, and just looked down at me like that and said, "Now you know."
By the time we come to this day 50 years ago, to the Guineas, Brigadier Gerard to the public was actually third
Best,
best.
yeah.
There was My Swallow and Millreef who were
Yeah,
dual,
yeah.
and then it was you. How well did you feel the horse was going?
Well, he was going magnificently well, and we did a really good piece of work with him on the trial grounds. And a very, very wet day with a horse called Duration, who was a very, very good handicapper, and another horse also, and he just put them all to sleep over 6 furlongs.
So take us through the race.
Well, My Swallow was a front runner. Jeff was very close to him, and I was just in behind them. Come to the bushes, I was cantering, just in the inside, and away I went. He's an exceptional horse. I mean, he had gears. It was like me driving an Aston Martin and you driving a Ford. He was just completely different. He was a different class.
But sitting behind My Swallow and Millreef, and you knew you were going to take them, wasn't
I
anything
could win
about
at the bushes.
it? You knew at the bushes.
Yeah.
When you came back in, what do you remember of that?
You don't get the chance because you jump off a horse. They pat you on the back and say, "Well done, Joe, bye-bye," and you're in the weighing room. And you change and you're out for the next race.
And how attached were you to the Brigadier?
Well, I could say I could have married him. He had a tremendous personality. I can remember one day going down the gallops. In the middle of the field, there must have been 30 deers. And he walked down, took one look and just stood there. And I'm kicking him in the belly, and "Come on, you silly old sod." Took it all in, walked on. Clever horse.
And Lester Piggott's been inducted into the new Hall of Fame
Yes.
here. What was the secret of his talent?
Well, he was just gifted, wasn't he? He was the first one to come back to England with his legs, knees up here and goggles. And within a few months, everybody copied him. But he was just a brilliant jockey.
Do you remember being called Smoking Joe early on?
I've been called Smoky Joe for the last 50 years.
Pipe Smoking Joe Mercer. Here it is. Oh, it's there. That meeting was the first time I did ITV
Here, Newmarket.
here. I was 20 years younger than anybody else. I think I'd tell the young Brough Scott then, you got to realise how lucky he is. Was there anything you'd say to yourself looking back? What you wished you'd done different?
No. I've had a great life, thoroughly enjoyed it, happily married, got lovely children, grandchildren. I'm pretty healthy. Life has been good to me.
And you've been good to it, Joe. Been very, very good to talk to you.
Pleasure.